Yo, what's up, guys? It's Outlook. Just back here driving around in my car. Just got a bunch of Instagram footage recorded today, so you guys will be getting that here soon. And just random thought of the day. Let's see, what do I want to talk about today? I think maybe one thing that I'll talk about a lot is, the idea of persistence. I think as a generation, especially millennials, we get really caught up in the need for, instant gratification. We have to have it right now, and if we don't have it right now, then we just give up. And it's amazing. Like, I've had to catch myself on this too. So many people give up on the first obstacle. And then you even look at maybe like the second and the third obstacle. By the third obstacle, almost like 99% of people have given up. They're like, oh, this obviously doesn't work. But one thing I would challenge you to think about is, if something's really easy to obtain, it's likely that it's just as easy to lose. And that being said, it's probably not worth it. Most things that are really easy to get, they either don't last or they're not worth it. And, I look at, what I'm really trying to build here, the empire I'm trying to start. And, I'm just starting this journey, but I still have to check myself on the regular about how it's like, you're just started. Like, don't give up yet, you're just getting going, actually take the time and commit and know, why I'm doing this, and remind myself why I'm doing it. And then, reminding myself that, especially on the days when you just don't want to do shit. You just wake up, you're like, I just want to watch Game of Thrones for 8 hours and eat a tub of ice cream and feel shitty about myself for a day. But, in reality, that's not going to make you feel content at all. I think another thing to consider is, I think a lot of people mistake fun for happiness. They think, they may have all this shit going wrong. They have all these demons in the back of their head that they don't want to address. So what do? They go out on the weekends. They numb it by getting fucked up. And they use those, 2 days of fun to justify 5 days of bullshit. The rest of the week of all the shit that they're scared to address until it piles up to the point where they don't even think they can handle it, and that's why you see things like an opioid crisis in this country. You see people popping Xans all the time. Why do you think they're doing that? I don't think a majority of people are doing that because they necessarily have to, but they do it because it's a solution. And that brings us back around to that idea of instant gratification. Like, why would you address your thoughts and deal with all these uncomfortable emotions when you could just take a Xanax and you're chilling? And, people think that, that fix it. But if anything, it just makes it worse, because the longer you put it off, the worse of an issue it's going to become, no matter what it is, And so if you can learn to just look at your thoughts, reverse engineer, all right, I have this feeling. Why am I feeling this feeling? If I'm feeling anxious, why am I feeling anxious? Is it because this person said this thing about me? And, like, maybe someone, for example, let's say someone, like, calls you out and, like, is talking all this shit on you, and they're all pissed off at you, right? And they're like, and for some reason, that's, like, eating up at you inside. What I would do is I would look at that situation and look at it from one of two things being true. Either, look at it and be like, is what they're saying right? And if it's wrong, if they're like, for example, I can't remember the person who was telling me about this, but I'll just give my own example of it. Like, let's say someone was making fun of me for having purple hair, right? I'm not going to take them seriously because I don't have purple hair. So obviously they're just coming up with bullshit because they're trying to get at me. So why would I ever let that eat at me? It's stupid. It's nonsense. So, like, obviously you wouldn't care if someone was like, haha, you have purple hair, but, like, if someone's like, hey, like, you're, super shy and, like, you don't like talking to people, or that, they say whatever it is that you're insecure about and it pisses you off or it eats at you inside, look at why that's the case. And what you'll find is the reason why that's the case is because it's true, And what you got to learn to do is separate the message from the messenger. So see the person, and you can have your opinions on the person, but in reality, if what they're saying is right, if you can learn to change what you build your self-esteem around, you can start to build it around, being a learner, being someone who, wants to get rid of all their flaws and all their, all the things that are holding them back. So if that's what you're insecure about, and they call you out on that shit, and then you come back here and you're like, damn, that actually hurts. And then if you realize it hurts is because it's true, then you can change it from being mad at the person to being grateful for them because they pointed out something that is a flaw, that is a hole you need to fill. And then now you can go back and you transmute that energy of shame or guilt or pain or whatever it is, and you just use it as a fuel source to overcome the problem. And, now you're more energized to overcome the problem because you actually have what you need to do. And then, you have this feeling in your stomach that you can use as fuel to figure out how to overcome it. And if you can do that, then you'll slowly be able to overcome all those flaws. And next thing you know, it's not a flaw anymore. And now it's a strength, and then from there, you start taking over the world. So that's your little outlook of the day. Hope you liked it. And, hope I helped someone out there. Peace.